Okay, so let's get started then. Now you need a Google account to have a blog. Blogger is free as long as you have a Gmail account, so you're going to need to sign in. So I'm just going to click here and I'm going to use one of my accounts to sign in, and I'll use this one here. So I'll click on this course and I just need to put in my password, of course, to log in to my Google account. And then immediately we will be able to access Blogger. Just click here on your apps, come down, you should see at the bottom that you've got more, and then click on Blogger. And now you're ready to blog. It's that easy. You come onto your Blogger site. You won't have any blogs here at all, but you should have this little button here. And this is a really important button. You're going to click on that button and you're going to create your blog. Now, the whole theme of what we're going to do on this course is to produce a blog which is about our capital city. We're keeping it to that because obviously I don't want to get into any personal details about anyone on the blogs because we're making them public. So for that reason, we're going to keep it very safe and simply just keep to a very sort of generic format. But in doing that, you will practice everything. So I'm going to call this My London Blog, because I'm going to ask you to do a blog about your capital city. And then I'm going to think of a name. Now this is, address. That's the name of my blog or the title of my blog, but I need an address. Now this is actually going to be the address that the people are going to be able to access your blog, where they're going to be able to find it. So you want to try to be something quite memorable. So I'm going to put London 2015. And let's just see, for example, I doubt if that's available, but let's click there and just see if it is available. No, it's not. So you can see that you can't use that name. But what about if I put London 2105, or let's actually just put at the beginning Russell, London 2105, and it says yes, I can do that. Now I'm going to choose simple. Later on in the course, we will come back and actually look at the design. But for now, we're going to use the simple template. And we'll come back and look at how we can make more interesting. So off we go, create the blog. And the blog is now created. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is add a post. My favorite way to work through Blogger is to always use this button here. Now I could actually add a post from here, from where I am now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click on this button here because the reason I like this button is because it brings me back to this page where I have a list of all the blogs that I've created, and you can see we've got My London Blog here, and then I can add my post from here, and if I want to add a post to another blog, then I can do the same. So that's the reason I always like that button, because it brings me back to this page where I can add content. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to put or going to introduce our capital city in the very first blog post and add a picture. So what I'm going to do very quickly is just show you how to search for pictures of your capital city that are, first of all, a certain size, because we don't want the picture to be too big, but also we want pictures that are copyright free. So we're going to click here, which will open up Google again for us. So we're just going to click on that, and I'm going to do a search here. I'm going to do a search for London, and what I'm going to do is click on images, and then going to come down to the search tools here, and the first thing that I can do is just choose one that is allowed for just for reuse. Basically, we're allowed to use it, or for non-commercial reuse is also fine. Okay, so that way that we're going to be using pictures that we are allowed to share. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't want to put a huge great picture onto Blogger, so I can scroll through and see, for example, that picture will do fine. But what I can do is come down here and just click on medium, and it will give me smaller size pictures, and I can even look at those pictures, and 640 will do fine. I'm going to click on that picture. I'm going to right click now and just copy that picture to my desktop. So I'm just going to click on there. I'm going to call it London. Save it, and now we can use that picture in the blog. So we jump back to the blog now. We're going to add our first blog post now, and I'm going to put my title, which is for the title of this blog, we're going to call it London. and then I'm just going to put introducing London as my first. So that's the actual title of this post. This is going to be the heading of the actual content. So I'm going to write here introducing London, and I'm going to start by inserting that picture. So I'm going to click here, click on insert picture. I'm going to go choose file, and then obviously go to my desktop where I've saved that picture of London. So click here, and I'm now going to embed that picture into add selected picture. Now I can actually click on that picture and move it to the left or the right or whatever, and I'm actually going to move that to the left hand side. Okay, and what I should find is that I can actually just click on the right here and now begin to write. So the next thing is just to simply add some text about the City of London. Now I won't bore you by writing in front of you. Obviously what I can do is just begin to write. I'm back on normal now, so I'm just going to start to write this. London is the capital of England. Full stop. Okay, I'm just going to carry on writing. I'll come back to the video in a minute and you'll see that I've written a little bit more. Okay, so you can see that I've produced now some text. What I'm going to do is, if you notice in the text, so I mentioned the Victoria and Albert Museum. So I'm just going to go onto Google. I'm just going to click back here, and I'm just going to write Victoria and Albert Museum, and I'm going to get the address of that museum. So let's see if we can just, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at pictures now. I need to come back to the web. Just going to click on that, grab that as a link, copy it. So I'm going to copy that address, come back here. I'm going to select that text, and then I'm going to click on link. Now I'm going to paste in the URL, the actual page where I want it to go to. And one thing that I'm going to do that's very important is I'm going to click on here, open this link in a new window. Whenever you're working on Blogger, if you're going to push or offer content that is not on the blog, that pushes you off the blog, then it's a good idea that that should open up in a separate page. So I'm going to click on OK. So now we've already added a picture, we've added some text, we've added a link, we've added a title, and one of the most important things is we need to add labels. Never forget this. I'll be coming back to it time and time again. Labels are absolutely vital because they allow the readers, the participants on your blog, to easily find the content, and we'll come back to this later. So I'm going to put here Introduction to London, because that's really what this label this is about. I'm going to put, for example, Victoria and Albert Museum, because that's also something that's referred to in and then I'll simply put, in fact I'll leave it at that. That's just those two labels we'll do now, and I'm going to click on done, so those labels are added to the page, and we'll be coming back to labels a lot later. That's it, we've done our first post. Now we're going to publish, we're going to make stuff public. I did make that clear to you. Don't worry, the chances that anybody will find your blog are absolutely minimal, but that's the reason why we're also keeping it very generic. And so I'm going to publish this post now, and I can view that post straight away. I'm not going to share it or anything, so I'm just going to cancel that, but I can view that post straight away. I can come down here where I've got a list of all my posts, and I can just click on view. But again, the way I like to do this myself is to click back here onto Blogger, onto this what I call the base page, and view my blog from here. So I'm just going to click here, and you can see now that the very first blog post has been, well, it is now available, and there are also my labels here as well. You'll notice there's some things here. We'll be coming back to these. These are called plugins, and by default Blogger adds 2 plugins for free. Okay, don't forget as well, we can also at any point come back and change the look and feel and the colors of the blog, but we'll be doing that later on in the course. So these are 2 plugins, one that's about me, and we'll be coming back to these as I've said, and also here we've got the blog archive with the very first entry into the blog.